That's my recipe. So if you need to like take a screenshot or something, you can do that. There you go. Okay, so I have the cream cheese, icing, cinnamon rolls, 12.4 ounce can. Don't get the big can, just the skinny can. Get 2. Put the icing aside. And you're going to take these and you're going to cut them in fourths. I'm trying to do it with one hand. And you're going to stick them in your mixture of sugar and cinnamon. And then squeeze it all around. Get them all coated with your cinnamon and sugar mixture. So now I have my butter and my cup of brown sugar that I'm going to melt and stir together. Everything's starting to melt now. And I usually let it just keep stirring too so it don't burn on the bottom. But I try to cook it for a while so that the brown sugar dissolves with the butter. So it won't be like crunchy when you bite into it. You want it to be soft. Letting it ooze off now. So you have your fluted pan, grease it a little. Now you take your pieces and you just drop them in. You don't want to sit there and like try to place them in certain spots. You just want to let them fall in naturally. If you try to shove them in to like what you think is a gap, whenever they cook and they spread, you won't be able to break them apart after they're done. So you want to leave room for the brown sugar butter mixture to ooze in there as well. So if you squeeze them together, that won't happen. Get all these pieces in there. And of course, you know, you want to drop them in spots where you see might need 1 or 2. But just don't like try to fit them evenly in there. Want them to just fall naturally. I can't get my bag open. And then sometimes what I like to do after I get all my pieces in there, just kind of, just in case. Okay. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed because I'm videoing. So basically I just kind of drizzle the brown sugar and butter mixture. Really big on, just because I'm OCD, but I try to get at least some on each piece and in between, because I like for it to, while it's baking, melt down in between so that the top layer, because what's on the bottom right now is the top layer, it'll melt down in there and get it. And there's a lot, so you can really just cover these really thickly, because while it's baking, it's going to drizzle down in the bottom. Okay, so this is what it looks like before you put it in the oven. Got it on 350. So I'm just going to take it and put it in there. And it's, depending on your oven, 30 to 35 minutes. So I usually just do it by eye. Once my timer goes off, I set it for like 30 minutes and then I'll check it by eye. So my timer went off. It looks nice and bubbly. 1 second, Kendall. I might have to get 2 hands. Hold on. Okay, it's still kind of sizzling, nice and bubbly in there. So we've got it on the cooling rack, waiting for it to cool. Okay, so what I normally do is I have a Pampered Chef cake tester, and I just kind of scrape around the edges to loosen it up in case there's any parts still sticking even though we greased our pan, because sometimes it will. So when you turn it upside down, there's nothing like having a monkey bread that has like huge chunks missing out of it that are still sitting in the pan waiting for you. So I kind of, you can see how curved it is just because I do this so much. For monkey bread. All for the love of monkey bread. Alright, so now I went ahead and I turned my stone or bump pan, whatever you have, upside down. And I'm going to shake it. I usually kind of, I don't know how I can do this without dropping. Okay, so I just kind of like slammed it on the counter a couple times. There's still one piece still in there, so I'm going to scoop that up and put it in its rightful place. So I take the icing now that I've got the cake out of the pan, the monkey bread. And I usually put these in for about 12 seconds. Because we don't want it too hot and runny, but just enough. Because we are going to pour them all over that monkey bread. Alright, like this. Okay. Get it all on the outside, all on the inside. Get it all over. My dogs are making a lot of noise because Daddy just got home. There you have it. That's my recipe. So if you need to like take a screenshot or something, you can do that. There you go.